Senator Harry Reid will soon be retiring from Congress, and Chuck Schumer will take his place as Senate Minority Leader. And after decades of blind loyalty to the Democratic Party, Harry Reid has finally decided to grow a spine and is leaving guns blazing and is calling out the DNC. I believe one of the failures of the Democratic Party has been the Democratic National Committee. The DNC has been worthless, Reid told Nevada Public Radio in an interview published Wednesday. They do nothing to help state parties. That should be the main goal they have. I developed everything in Nevada on my own. Their help was relatively meaningless. Reid said he hopes the DNC picks a chair who is full-time, unlike that congresswoman from Florida refusing to say the name of Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz. We need a full-time DNC chair, and what they should do, they can take my model if they want. It's not rocket science. It doesn't take a lot of brainpower to figure out what needs to be done, Reid said. They should take a few states every election cycle, maybe 3, maybe 4, and help them develop the infrastructure for good state party organization. Alright, that wasn't too bad. He's basically calling out Debbie Wasserman Schultz without saying her name, but part of his rant is tone deaf. So even though I liked what he was doing, I liked that he called out Debbie Wasserman Schultz, I think his rant was tone deaf in that he thinks Debbie Wasserman Schultz was unsuccessful as the chair of the DNC because she wasn't full-time. She was corrupt. She decided to shift the Democratic Party from the party of the people when they weren't really even that to begin with, but what little progressivism that they had left, she killed it. And she made the Democratic Party the party of the Democratic donors. And that is why she was unsuccessful. And as you know, under the tenure of Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Democrats lost the House, the Senate, the White House. They now do not hold a majority of governorships, and most state legislatures around the country are controlled by Republicans. So the party has been decimated under the control of Debbie Wasserman Schultz, and this is because centrism does not work. So when you look at the types of candidates that the DNC promotes and who they try to rig primaries against, so for example, you had the DNC try to rig the race between Alex Law and Donald Norcross. He was a progressive. Donald Norcross was someone who literally accepted campaign contributions from Donald Trump and voted with Republicans more than any other representative from New Jersey. And they tried to rig it against the real progressive, who was Alex Law. You had Debbie Wasserman Schultz try to rig her own race against Tim Canova, and she banned his access to Van, all because she says that, well, this is what we have to do to protect Democratic incumbents from these grassroots challengers. That's called corruption, Debbie. You can't do that. And then, of course, we all know what happened with the primary. Do I have to go over it again? I think I want to go over it again. I'm not over it, guys. I'm sorry. She literally made it so that way they only did 6 debates. And then anyone who tried to participate in a non-DNC sanctioned debates would have been banned from participating in future DNC-sponsored debates. She moved primaries up on the schedule of red states, so that way Hillary Clinton would garner an early lead. We had superdelegates that she applauded, and she said they were kind of the fail-safe for the party against the grassroots portion of the party, because that's not bad at all. She was happy about closed primaries because, you know, there's no way to grow the party more than shutting out independents. That's not even all of it. I'm barely scratching the surface. Debbie Wasserman Schultz was corrupt. Donna Brazile is corrupt. The reason why they were unsuccessful is because they are in favor of corporatism. They're in favor of promoting centrist candidates. They were biased. So I am frustrated that Harry Reid, he can't diagnose the problem to its full extent, but at least he knows that there is a problem, and I think that's better than most Democrats. And what's sad to me is that he didn't say this before. Why are you only saying this now? I mean, this is the problem with Democrats. They're complete and utterly spineless. You have President Obama finally condemning Israel now that he's leaving. You have Harry Reid finally calling out the DNC for the worthless institution that it really is now that he's leaving. How about this? Why don't you guys grow a spine and actually speak out against things that progressives want you to speak out on while you're still in office? That's the problem with Democrats. Obama now talks about how, we need to legalize marijuana. Right, if only there was something that you could have done as president to legalize marijuana. I mean, this is basically the Democratic Party's way. So even though I'm giving Harry Reid credit, I'm kind of taking it back in a way, right? Because I mean, where were you a few months ago when progressives were crying out about the corruption at the DNC? We said that they were worthless years ago, and you ignored us. So, I mean, I just wish that Democrats would get their shit together and grow a spine and actually just be truthful. That's all we're asking. Be truthful. If you want to be the party of corporations, that's great. Don't parade around as progressives when we know that you're only going to do the bidding of donors. If you feel something, if you feel as though the DNC is worthless, then speak out. We were all saying it. We just wanted to hear someone from the party say it too. So, we can give Harry Reid credit where credit is due, but I mean, nonetheless, this is too little too late. You should have spoken out months ago, but in the end, I am glad that he's choosing to go out guns blazing and actually call out the DNC and call out W. Wasserman Schultz. But unfortunately, it means nothing now because you're gone. So if any Democrat is in the party, if you want to grow a spine, now would be the time to do so, because I don't know if you know this, but Donald Trump will be the president. Don't wait until you leave. Don't wait until you have a month left or a week left of your term. Just do it now. Stop being cowards.
Support this podcast by joining the independent progressive media revolution today at humanistreport.com.